Well, hello there, everybody. It's Sue Crooks here, the passionate founder of LoveBiz Networking, where we've been supporting women in business for over 10 years now. And I'm absolutely honoured and delighted and excited to be here with one of our LoveBiz Award winners, Julie Tushingham, who won Mentor of the Year this year. So, hello, Julie. How are you today? And welcome.
Thanks, Sue. I'm great, thank you. But that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it.
And I'm doing really well. Thanks for inviting me to be interviewed. It's great.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And I hope my audience across and your audience and all our audiences enjoys this interview. It's really natural and just like us just chatting over a cup of coffee or
Perfect.
even a glass of champagne, Julie. I think that
I love the sound of that.
So do I. Oh, Julie. Well, I'm going to ask you some questions, but let's hear about you. Let's hear what's your expertise, what's your journey. We haven't got a huge amount of time, but would you like to give us a brief background to Julie Tushingham?
Oh, gosh, how lovely to be asked. Yes, I would. I'm very brief. Well, I'm an accredited coach, and my niche is reputation. And the reason I chose reputation as my niche is because I've had about 15 to 20 years in the oil and gas industry, working all over the world. So I'm a recovering corporate, and I've managed brand, reputation, an expert in crisis management with various issues within the industry over the years. And when we moved back to the UK in 2014, I was trying to find another job, was horribly discriminated against because of my age at that time. I'd also been discriminated against within the industry as a woman, as a single mother, when I was alone raising my 3-year-old. And at that time, it was kind of acceptable that you weren't going to be paid what a man was paid. You weren't expected to perform in the same way. So therefore you weren't given the opportunities. There were a myriad of microaggressions at that time that women, we just accepted that was the norm. We had to work harder. And I would say during that...
It shouldn't be the norm, should it, Julie?
No, it shouldn't. And that's why I help professional women in their personal life and in their career build and become aware of what they're known for and how they're seen, their reputation, and use that to have a more fulfilling life, to be better at what they do, and whatever that is that they choose to work with me on. And I love seeing the changes that working together brings. And I love seeing that moment of realization when they become self-aware of their own capability and they see and acknowledge the results. So I love what I do.
And I know you do. And I've heard you speak before, and your interview, sharing your story, how you helped a female director was just incredible.
Well, funnily enough, thank you. I was talking to her yesterday, and she is 24 and about to become the youngest director in her organization. And the work together that we did, from that, she changed the maternity leave policy for her organization, and also the sick leave policy, and raised awareness about mental health. And she just candidly said to me, I would never have done this if it were not for the work that we've done together. And it was such a gift. It was such a gift to receive that feedback. As a coach, we provide feedback, and she's going from strength to strength, and we've got a lot more work to do together. So, yeah.
That is just incredible. So you've helped just one, well, not just one woman, but a woman there who is going to make changes for that business. And that's incredible. As a leader, as a senior director, that is just fantastic to hear that. And we need more of you doing more of that with lots more women directors making changes, because there needs to be more of us out there. Something we are both so passionate of. I absolutely know that. So it's great. Absolutely great.
And that's what gets me out of bed in the morning. It's knowing, for me, it's helping women succeed so that they can in turn help others, and we can increase diversity in leadership. That's my absolute passion. And that's what drove me to set up my business.
Oh, and so, gosh, are we so pleased that you've done that. And one of the things you talk about is a reputation, and reputation is so important for all of us, men and women, but it's so important. And I think there's that saying, isn't there, about reputation? You can take years to build it, but it can be gone overnight if you do
in
something.
Seconds.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Julie, how did you feel to be nominated for this award? Because you're quite a new member. How long? Actually, loads of questions here. Not being long with this, but why did you join LoveBiz, and how did you feel when you were nominated?
Well, I joined LoveBiz because I think it's very important to be with like-minded and like-valued people. And I had attended women's networking groups before, and I didn't get the sense that everyone there was there for each other. And my personal motto with networking is show up to give.
Yeah.
It's not what they can do for me. It's how can I help others?
Yeah.
And that's something that's just who I am. And so I found that with LoveBiz. And when you think about it, I've been a member for not quite 2 years, and I joined during the pandemic. So until the awards ceremony, I had only attended online events. But that culture of LoveBiz, that brand, if you like, that, being there for each other and supporting women was evident even via Zoom meetings. So for me, I just knew, this is the place that I need to be. And that's why I joined. I've been a part of it for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And it was so good that you were there, because you did travel on the evening quite a long way, because we were central in the country, and we had women coming from up north, and you travelled from Kent, didn't you, to come?
Yeah.
I think it was such a powerful evening, and everyone who was meant to be there was there on the night. It was just incredible, wasn't it?
It was.
How did you feel when you we called your name out to be a winner? How did you feel?
Well, thrilled, absolutely thrilled. But I have to say, I was just thrilled to be nominated. I was certainly thrilled to know that I'd made a difference, and that someone had been thoughtful and caring enough, again, the values of LoveBiz, to actually nominate me, take the time to write the nomination, meant so much, really so much to me. But when I won, I was shocked. I was, because you had a stand, and I just looked around thinking, really, is it me? I can't remember walking to the stage.
You looked shocked when we called your name. You did look shocked.
I was completely shocked. And then I'm not often speechless, but I was, and I could, feel that dryness in my throat, and I thought, get it together. And it was just such a thrill, and continues to be such a thrill to have won.
Really and it's so deserved, because you shared your story about the female director, the 24-year-old who'd made huge changes, and you were coaching her, and that's why you won. You made such an impact on that person. So thank you for that.
Yes. I think my head was fizzing for the rest of the night, and it was so well organized and lovely to meet so many people in person. But I continue to relive that night every day, when I'm having a bit of a tough day, and I've got the award on my desk on the top shelf, and I take a quick look and think, just remember, you've come a long way.
Yeah. Oh, and you have, and you deserve it. So you do deserve it because you work so hard, and I just admire you. I look up to you. You inspire
Oh,
me,
thank
especially
you.
with the work you do for women, because I am in awe of you, because I would like to support more and more women as well. And one of the things you touched on was about the support, and I think in Love Biz, it's about support,
Mm,
and we shouldn't look at each other as competition if we do a similar industry. And I
mm,
shared this the other day, that we should be thinking of much more positive C words like collaboration, connections, contributors, and
mm.
complementers. That's how Love
Definitely.
Biz is, and that's how
Yeah.
it should be for all women in
Mhm.
business. It's hard out there, and we should be supporting each other. And
Yeah.
that's so important.
Hmm. I agree. I agree.
Julie, is there anybody in the land of Love Biz who you particularly have admired and supported you? Is there anyone from your Sherwood group that you would like to mention?
Oh my gosh, there are so many people who have supported me. It's hard to pick just one, but I think the person closest to my heart in that is Kate Broad.
Oh, bless.
Um,
Mm.
Kate and I have very similar backgrounds. It's
Mm.
almost like a language we speak when we connect, and both being uh, experts in crisis management and focused on reputation, both working in corporate, similar industries, and so on.
Mm.
So, yes, but she has been supportive personally too, because I have to say, about um, probably about almost a year ago, we had some personal health issues in my family, and she was a great listener in that. And at that time, too, my business was not doing well.
Mm.
And I thought to myself, what am I going to do? I have a business, but no clients. That's really where I was.
Mm. Mm.
And it was scary. And I thought, am I doing the right thing? Why isn't
Mm.
this working? What do I do? And it's quite lonely as an entrepreneur.
It can be very lonely,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Working from home, not seeing people,
exactly.
particularly over the last 2.5 years when we've been
Definitely.
home based,
Yeah.
more so.
So I must admit, I went through a time where I felt like the sky was falling. But
Mm.
Kate was there, and she helped to remind me, whether consciously or unconsciously, of what I was doing and why I was there.
Mm.
And just a note here and there, or sometimes a long tome, very motivational. But she was there, and that resonated with me, and it mattered so much to me.
Mm.
She really became part of that support system, which,
Mm.
when you have your own business, you really
Absolutely.
need.
Whether you have your own business or not, sometimes people in employment and in salaried jobs where they're in a room full of people can still feel very lonely,
Oh,
because there's
absolutely.
no one to speak to about any
Yeah.
issues they might be having or
Mm.
anything like that. So I think it's such a safe place that we can connect with people, and we can meet people like Kate
Yeah.
and be there for each other, because I've always said, just sometimes kind words between women in business, a little
Oh,
bit of support goes
mm,
such a long way.
mm.
Absolutely.
I
Oh.
agree with you, Sue. And sometimes, it's no words are needed. It's just
Mm.
knowing someone is there to
Mm.
listen. And Kate's exceptional at that.
Mm.
And you really feel that she is very present. Um, and that's something that's very important as a coach as well. So I'm very, I can tell I'm very
Yeah,
sensitive. That's part of my training. And Kate's authentic in that. That's I think one
she
of her
is.
strengths.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely to hear, Julie. Thank you for sharing that. So, Julie Tushingham, what is next for you? That's what we want to know. What's next? What's on the
Well,
horizon for you?
um, I have been doing a lot of work with leaders as the profile of leadership is changing from a very top-down approach to a more
Mm.
collaborative, engaging, bit more vulnerability, bringing people along with you. So I'm working a lot with leaders on how to adapt their leadership style. I'm continuing to work with women on how to be the best or better than they can be and achieve what's important to them and be honest about what's important to them. But I've also been just recently working a lot on manifesting. There's been a lot of focus around how to manifest what you want and how to make that part of your life. While it's considered a bit out there in the ether, if you like,
Yeah.
far becoming more mainstream. And I've been a manifester for years without having it labeled as such. So I'm doing a lot of work in that area as well. But working with men too on how to be an ally for women, particularly in large organizations. Women supporting women is the ultimate, but there are still more men in the workplace than women, and so many women have stepped back from the workplace because of COVID pressures and so on. How can men help women to succeed and be their ally is also an area of focus for me. So still working with individuals, still working with organizations. But yeah, that's what's on the horizon. Very exciting.
Very exciting.
I want to do a bit more speaking too. People have given me some feedback that I've got some interesting stuff to say. So that's always a plus.
Oh, we'll be having you back at some point. We'll be having you back. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
And, you know, there are so many places you can go and speak now. So if there's anything we can do to connect you with other people who need fantastic women speakers like yourself, just let us know, because we've got such a wide connection across the whole of the UK and one day, hopefully, Europe and the world.
Well, why not?
I hope so. That'll be my dream. That I will manifest it.
I can help you do that.
Thank you, Julie. It's been a pleasure to chat to you on our short interview. But someone will be watching this and thinking, how the heck do I contact Julie? So would you like to share with us how we can contact you?
Of course, yes. You can reach me either via email, which is julie@julietushingham.com. I also have a website as well, which is, gosh, I've even got my own contact.
Oh, don't worry, I can put that on the link. And you're on LinkedIn, and you're there on LinkedIn, so that's the perfect place to connect. So if anyone's watching this and going to connect with Julie Tushingham, that you can see the spelling of her name, make sure you pop on your intro that you've watched your video and how you've seen her. That will be really interesting, actually. But please do connect with her, because that lady is absolutely inspirational. So if you're a woman in business and you want some help to get to that next level, contact Julie, because she's just perfect.
Thank
Julie,
you.
Again, thank you so much for your time today.
I've really enjoyed it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On the winner of Mentor of the Year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it.
Me too. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks. Bye.